Howdy y'all, this is AR Cavally. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to now head down to the farmhouse. We're going to continue our solo forge adventure. Last time we decided that they were going to evacuate a farmhouse, and we were a little unclear as to what this farmhouse was all about. All right, so I was kind of thinking about it in the I don't know, 3 minutes since I ended the last video. um, I wonder if the people on the farmhouse, if there's something special. We decided they weren't like family, but maybe there's something. I was thinking if he's trying to hide them or bring them in, maybe they are something magical or something that proves he's been doing. Maybe they're actually like, I don't know, some kind of flesh golem or something like that. I'm going to say it's unlikely, but I'm going to go ahead and roll anyway. Oh, whoa! All right, so the people in the farmhouse, the creatures in the farmhouse are definitely, they're some kind of summoned family. Who knows what he did? Maybe it was some kind of experiment. So we're gonna retcon a little bit. We had said that that he felt he owed them, which he probably still does. But there's something. Maybe he summoned them, trapped them. Maybe he created them. Okay, and so that's an extreme, and it's a random encounter or a random event involved. So let's go ahead and generate that random event. All right, 3. So it's quest related. Oh, and it's a negative spin. So let's see what our 21 protect food. All right, so a negative spin on the quest with protect food. All right, well, let's see. That's kind of some big some big some big stuff. Let me ponder for a moment. All right, well, that came pretty quick. So in this quest, they not only have to escort the family or whoever these 5 beings are, they also have to protect their food. So there's something about these creatures. Hopefully it's not that they're supposed to bring, hopefully they're not vampires and they're supposed to bring the food, but I'm thinking that maybe, maybe if there's some kind of summoned creature, they have to have, like maybe they have to normally stay at the farm because of whatever Lord Pendry did. So maybe they have to eat a certain magical fruit or something like that. So let's get an idea of, before we go, it's good to get all this stuff worked out. Let's see what kind of creatures we're even talking about. What kind of creatures are we talking about that live in the farmhouse? All right, so 9, 10, because it's out in the wilderness. I'm just gonna go out there with a plus. All right, so they're some kind of monsters. Interesting. Okay. So I know there's 5 of them. Let's see, they're kind of a monster. Now let's see what kind of monster they are. So they are, they're a legendary monster. Huge plus rare. All right, so these things are maybe it's a family of giants or something. And their goal is not going to be so much to defend them per se, but to keep them from doing something stupid like wandering away. Or maybe they are, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would make a lot of sense if these creatures were, um, and maybe he put them on the farm because of, to keep them remote from people. So this farmhouse. Let's see. So huge plus rare. All right. D6 for rarity. All right. So I'm going to generate this family of monsters using our monster generator tables here. I'll be right back. All right. So that was kind of a doozy. Oh, I forgot to, let's see, I was going to do a name. I'm going to name this guy, this feller. I think we'll use one of these, say, giant or troll or ogre names, whichever one sounds better. 23. Choni. Creech. I think Choni sounds a little better. So the diminutive Lord Pendry summons Lucas and Morian for the next task. He says, I have a very strange, well, it'll be strange to you, matter I need attended to. I would go myself, but things are moving too quickly. And after what you've told me recently, I cannot spend any time away from my lab or I will become vulnerable. Some miles south, I have a large farmhouse that I've built, and within that farmhouse, within the land, is a rather huge barn and a pit. And in this pit is Choni. Choni? Yes, Choni. Choni is an ancient construct, very powerful and dangerous, but controlled by me. I cannot afford the architect to discover or let alone take command of Choni. I need Choni hidden somewhere far away from where it is now. But Choni also requires feeding of magical stones. And you will have to bring those along and feed it. And probably use it to guide it. It's not very smart. Powerful, but dull. It's a huge construct. It looks similar to, do you know what a rhinoceros is? Oh, yes, I think I saw one in the Duke's menagerie once. Yes, you probably have. Anyway, I need you to take it far away. See, does he want to actually just hide it? I don't know, destroying this thing. It's a legendary creature. I don't know if he would want to destroy it. But this farmhouse he's had for a while, and he feels that there's probably a there's probably a so some kind of record or some kind of trail that leads back to him. the easiest thing to do would be to destroy it, just to destroy it, and then, there wouldn't really be much proof of anything. Um, give them like a wand of opening up the earth, kind of thing. But I'm going to say it's very, very unlikely that his goal is to destroy this thing, just because it's so powerful. It rolled up. It's an ancient legendary construct. He didn't make it. At least I don't picture him making it. But I bet he probably implanted an elemental, like an earth elemental, in it to power it, to bring it to life. So it obeys him like the elemental does. But the construct itself was way before it, like part of the ancients. But on a six, his plan is to destroy Choni. Okay. All right. So, he has not really gotten much use out of Choni, and trying to hide this thing would be hard because it's so big. Right now, it's hidden away, but he doesn't really have a place where he can move it to hide it. However, this creature, he needs to destroy it. And as I rolled up the creature, well, it wasn't that page, but as I rolled up the creature and gave it its abilities, it's a construct, a predatory construct, but still under his control since he put the elemental in there. And its ability is that it duplicates when it's killed. So it's so powerful that he might even have a hard time destroying it. So he's going to send them to lure it to its death. Now, its death is either going to be, I'm thinking like a volcano, trying to get into a volcano, or maybe off, some very deep pit or cliff where it will, where he believes it will shatter upon falling. Okay. So the first step will be to get there. And let's see, what kind of demise? What does he need to destroy it? So they've got to lure it to its death. It's going to be maybe some kind of ravine. Or maybe like sink it in the bottom of a particular swamp that he knows. Something to get it out of the way forever. Even if he could, even if they could beat it up, blow it up or whatever, it duplicates when it dies. I don't know if the duplicate dies, but it's something that requires special attention. Even, they're first level wankers, so they're probably not gonna be able to kill this thing on their own anyway. He could give them a bomb or whatever, maybe, but let's see. I'm gonna roll on our verbs and nouns tables to see what they have to do to destroy it. Provoke friendship. What kind of crazy oracle is that? Provoke friendship. I think there's I think they have to provoke another creature to destroy it. Another legendary creature to destroy it. So they have to bring this thing to this other creature's lair, and we'll determine what that is. Of course, Lord Pendry knows. But that's what it is. There is some other, and it's probably going to be a huge legendary monster. We'll roll it up. Maybe a dragon. Maybe they have to convince this thing to go attack a dragon. It is, after all, predatory. Now why? now it's gone from fetch it quests to dealing with titanic legendary creatures and, being two first level folks. I was going to roll to see if they would, to see if he wants Morgana to go. I'm going to say it's as a GM, because these two are still first level. It would be cool if they had a little backup. So I think you probably will provide. It's been a couple of weeks. I think he'll provide if she doesn't go, and maybe even if he does go, he'll provide another escort. And that's probably right. But let's see, five or higher, Morgana gets to go. No, and or no, but. All right, yeah. So I'm going to say no, but he does provide a group of hirelings of mercenaries, we'll say. And I will generate those real quick, and then hopefully we'll get going, right? Because we don't. We spent the whole last episode. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to hit pause while I look for my retainers sheet. As it turns out, I did not actually have one ready, so I had to go print one of these follower sheets. And since it's going to be a lengthier one, I decided to go ahead and give him 8. I went and I used the character creator, the roles here, competence, adjusted morale, and instead of doing the equipment, I just went to the character tables where you make your PCs to decide your starting equipment, and that's what I used to decide what they had. So we have a couple of 0 level characters, incompetence, more of a threat to the group than otherwise. Unfortunately, Tristan, he was meant to be the like kind of an elementalist apprentice, and like 2 of his roles came up as being helpless and hopeless. So we'll see how he fares. Oh, I did mean to give him some kind of level 1 spell. Let's see. Let's give him a level 1 spell here. D12. See if it's anything useful. 8. Read languages. Maybe he can read the language that's off on the construct. So, all right. Read languages. Now, as far as, going on an adventure and being part of a troop, that may not necessarily be the most useful spell, but as far as being able to read magical languages, that's good to go. That is, when you're learning, that's a pretty important spell. All right, so he's otherwise, and that fits, in this case. Maybe he will know something, maybe he'll have some input otherwise. But let's get on the road again, man. I've been rolling stuff up here, which is play, prep is play. But we're going to head down into the plains. All right, day 1. It was a hot season. Let's see, has it moved, or the dry season? Has it moved on? Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna go to the, I guess we'll say a wet season. Yeah, why not? We'll go to the wet season. All right, so our 7, it's clear but chilly. Day 1, clear and chilly. Now they're tramping along this first hex. our folks have horses, but the retainers, the mercenaries, they don't. So everything's going to be at a walking pace. They get through the first hex, and it's not a new hex, obviously, or is it? You know, I don't think they've actually been there. I think I went and generated all the hexes around just so they would know. So it is actually a new hex. So they enter the hex, and that's going to get us a wilderness discovery of 6. Ooh, a structure. 1 and 1. A settlement. Okay. So it'd be strange if they might not know what the settlement is down there. But I tell you what, I don't want to really generate a settlement right now, so I'm going to re-roll that 1. 6. Okay, a ruin of a settlement. Okay, well, we'll just put that there. We're not here to explore it. We have a mission, so maybe it's a new settlement. Maybe it was, you know. All right, so ruins of settlement. That might be something to explore later. All right, but now we're going to roll for our. Well, that was for entering the hex. Now our encounter roll is D8 hours in 5. Okay, so they pass through that hex, no problem, and they're going to go here. Let's see what our next hex is. We go from plains to hills. Is that right? Plains. Oh no, to swamp. All right. Yuck. Whoops. Plains to swamp. All right, so we head in there. Our swamps. So we will actually generate a discovery because we've entered a new hex. That's going to be well, let's see, 5. Oh, okay, so it's going to be a creature. All right, so it looks like maybe right off the bat, as we enter the swamp, we're going to run into something. Let's see what our creature is. That's wilderness, so +1, so 2d6. 7 +1, 8. Okay, so it's a beast. Swamp, that could be, well, that could be any 3 of them, whether earthbound or, okay, so it's aquatic. 5, 2. A sea urchin. Yeah, I don't think a sea urchin, but instead of generating a creature, that they have to fight, if it is a sea urchin, obviously it's not going to be much of a fight, but we'll say it's something that they come across, doesn't even, uh, doesn't even have a reaction to them. Let's see. Yeah, it's so they do come across something that looks like a sea urchin as they're traveling. Um, it's more blob, some kind of swamp blob, but it's not interested in them, and they're not interested in it. But it is kind of an interesting. Well, I guess it's not really an interesting encounter because no one was interested in it. But so they just ran across a creature. So that happens when you're traveling through the swamps. However, now we do our now we're going to do our danger check, our encounter check. And we are in a swamp, so that's going to give us a 1 through 3 as we walk in here. Okay, so there is a danger. What is a danger? Okay, wilderness danger. 5. All right, so we got another creature. So they encounter a creature. And this one's supposed to be a dangerous, so maybe it'll be, well, dangerous. Let's see. Creatures, creatures, creatures. So it's going to be 2d6. 9, 10, a monster. All right, what kind of monster is it? It's an unusual monster. 33. Oh, an undead human. All right, so they're going to come across some undead humans, which is probably some zombies. Or some skeletons. Okay. All right, so they've as they're traipsing through this swampy area, uh, they're kind of leading their horses, and taking turns leading horses. The mercenaries are in front, and as they creep by, let's see, we'll use this table here just as a terrain feature. We'll go swamp. So plant, whoops, 2. Okay, so as they are traipsing through this area of slimy, giant mushroom-looking things, not like super giant, but big, uh, and from underneath some of these mushrooms start coming, arms start reaching, and let's see. So we're talking about, we're going to talk about zombies or skeletons. Let's see. We'll do 1 through 4 is going to be skeletons. All right. So there's zombies. A 6. I might, maybe I'll make it some kind of ghoul or something, or maybe a zombies led by a ghoul, something like that. All right. So these things come up, and of course they're freaked out. Most of these people have not seen undead. This is something crawling up out of the swamp, and we will generate those. We'll use our table here. What kind of horde are we looking about? 2. Solitary. What, a solitary? All right. Well, if it's solitary, then I'm going to say it's something more powerful than just a zombie. Let's have a little bit of excitement out of this. So we will create some kind of ghoul. What do they got? They have all sorts of. They have in here. They have a kind of a basic list. Ooh, vampire? No, living in mushrooms is a little bit below a vampire. Well, not really. Depending on if you like the sexy, twinkly vampires or the real vampires, which were filthy, nasty, murdering, blood-sucking monsters. Which is those are what vampires are to me. They have a good PR campaign, the vampires. So they went from Nosferatu to glamour gal. Okay, so I think in this case, since it's just one, you know, I don't want to really just run an encounter with, you know, a single creature. So, and there's zombies. You know what? I'm going to say that I'm going to say that there's actually a instead of one, there's going to be a group of them. So D6 plus 2 zombies. All right, 6 zombies in the swamp. All right. And man, 30 minutes already. Yeah, we'll call it there. I'll work up these zombies and set up the battle, and I promise we'll get you some we'll get some action in here as they crawl through the haunted, well, now it's haunted, swamp area. All right. I'll generate some zombies and see you next time. Happy gaming.